Yo, what is up, everybody? I am Ant, and I'm joined by my good friend and longtime co-host. Dude, we've been doing this for 2 years now. Introduce yourself, sir.
Carlos Caribbean cool in the building.
Carlos Caribbean. Cool. Keeping things cool in the Caribbean with Carlos. Uh, so we are the Uncensored Crossing podcast, obviously, and we are recapping WWE Monday Night Raw from November 7th, 2022, live in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And this is the Raw right after Crown Jewel. So there's a lot to sort of take up for after the pay-per-view. And I was excited going into this one. I didn't get a chance to really watch it live, so I saw it the next day. Um, but some stuff happens here. There's some developments, and we're all excited to cover it. After we come back from break, I have some news about. I can't believe this is Carlos. Can you believe this will be our third annual Slammy Awards? That will
Oh,
be coming up. Can you
crazy.
believe that, man? That's crazy. That will be coming up. The Slammy Awards is just like a award ceremony that we at the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast tend to do every year. Normally we do it in December. Um, I might do it earlier, who knows? And then we have a special New Year's Eve episode year end goodbye that we'll be talking about as well. But let's start talking about Monday Night Raw. And to start Raw, we have the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos and Solo Sikoa, coming down to the ring. And we learned that Sami Zayn is home dealing with personal issues. Obviously, he's on SmackDown,
It
but
was,
he is
it
a
was like it was like family issues, like seriously.
yeah, he is a member of the bloodline, so he would normally come out with them. So Jimmy Uso takes the mic, and Jimmy says at Crown Jewel, Roman Reigns smashed Logan Paul, and he smashed the Brawling Brutes, and we smashed the Brawling Brutes.
Yeah.
They then says after Friday, you're looking at the longest reigning tag team champions ever. That's when the New Day come out to the ring. The two teams go back and forth talking about each other. Xavier Woods says, we know all about pressure. Pressure turned us into diamonds. Um, the Usos tell Kofi to forfeit the tag match on Friday for the sake of his kids. Kofi says no one should have been able to overcome being preachers like we had. It represents what could be. The last time the New Day was whole was when we were all together at that time. Speaking about Big E, who's been out. Matt Riddle then comes out, and Riddle says, when I got crazy, I sit back, relax, and hit the bong.
Oh my god.
And he asks them if you want to hit the bong with them, and they hit the bong. Uh, the bloodline won't hit the bong. They like look at Riddle like he's a joke. So Riddle challenges them to a 6-man tag match. So before we get to the match, what do you think about this whole sort of storyline here? New Day versus Usos, sort of best tag teams of our generation right now, it seems. We know the outcome of their match on SmackDown, but just speaking from Raw, what do you think of these two teams, going at it?
So this whole segment was fire. I remember I watched this whole segment. It was good. And it's like it was good until Riddle comes out. Like it was also, I think it was supposed to be played like a serious, and then Riddle comes on and ruins it, makes it a whole joke. I'm like, God damn, come on, Riddle. Like this could have, it could have been good. Then Riddle has to come out and ruin everything. I
Carl,
love
can
Riddle,
I tell you
but
what I love
goddamn,
about you?
what?
You would be a great coach. Like I could just imagine you being backstage, right? And being like right there once they come back and being like, Riddle, come on, man. You should have gone out there. Like, like this is a
No,
serious
it's
situation.
like
Like,
no,
I
you
love
know
it.
what I'm saying. No, like it's like this seemed like such a serious conversation that they were having,
Yeah. They were
and then
having some
Riddle
serious
comes
blows to each other. Yeah.
and then Riddle comes on and like talks about the bong and all. Like Riddle, this is not your cue.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I hear what you're saying, but I think their like legacy, like with their like issues, sort of speak for themselves. Like if you don't know that that they like have this tremendous rivalry and even living
No,
under a
they
rock.
fought so many times too. I'm like, I'm not tired of it, but like come
Yeah.
on. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Though I feel like I get what you're saying, but I think the only reason why he came out was because they were going to do a 6-man tag match and they had to
yeah,
find
I
a way
get
to beat
that, but
it.
like, geez, like it was like such a good segment they were having. Like it was all like 10 stars until he has to come out and like make it a whole joke. I don't know. Like,
Maybe they should have like saved that segment for like SmackDown and then did a different thing on Raw just so that
yeah,
then it was separate.
I don't know. I don't know. I just felt like Riddle made that whole segment a joke.
Okay, okay. Well,
I
let's
love
talk.
Riddle. He's good, but I don't know. He just made like that was nice time to come out.
See, I'm a loser who smokes pot. So when he started talking about hitting the bongs and shit, I was like, yes. But I'm just, I'm just a loser. That's like, yes. But I see what you're saying. Like it also the match
Like
is epic,
this was meant to be a serious segment, like the way they were talking about pressure, and then they're getting loud and stuff. And then Riddle has to come on and start joking around about the bong, and so like, come on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. Well, let's talk about the match. The New Day and Matt Riddle taking on the Usos and Solo Sikoa. The Usos with a double slam to Matt Riddle to start. Jimmy nails a running hip attack in the corner to Riddle. Kofi with a flying crossbody to Solo and gets a 2 count. Kofi then nails a boom drop as well. Solo sends Kofi off the apron into the announce table, and he slams Kofi's back against the announce table. Kofi comes back with a tornado DDT, and then Riddle nails a Broton and knees to the face to Jay, gets a 2. Riddle applies a triangle choke on Jay, and then Jimmy nails a flying splash. However, Woods breaks up the pinfall. Riddle nails a floating bro to Solo. Jimmy dives on him, Riddle outside. Solo makes a blind tag. Riddle nails a rope DDT, sort of like similar to Randy Orton, and an RKO. Solo nails a spinning Solo Riddle, and the Bloodline get the victory. A lot of back and forth action. So, what did you think of the match?
So like after this segment, I turned off Raw because it just kind of like pissed me off. But 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 it seemed like a good entertaining match. Like to
It was.
get them ready for SmackDown. Like warm them up. But I feel like they also should have the night off. Like since they literally just came back from Saudi Arabia, like this will get a good time. Like especially knowing that Jay had that wrist injury, that could have been like a night that they could like rest, prepare themselves for SmackDown. But
They could have
you
done
know,
like a segment where it's like they're just doing like a face to face conversation and then they don't have to actually get physical. They could almost
yeah,
and then break it
exactly.
up. I
So
see
like
that.
they could stay fresh. But it sounds like a good entertaining match. Give it
Well,
to
you're right because there are, there's a lot of potential for injuries, and it's not saying that these wrestlers, hurt each other, but if you're competing a lot, your body
especially that
does.
they just came back from Saudi Arabia. That's like a 17-hour flight, I believe, right? Something
Yeah.
like that.
But I mean, listen, this is sort of like what they do. They know that going into this is what
Hmm.
the body takes, but it's okay.
I get
I
that.
definitely say recommend check that one out, Carlos, because it was good. A lot of back and forth action. But again, the bloodline's strong and they've just been unbeatable so far. We'll have to wait till SmackDown to see the New Day can hold on to that longest reigning tag team championship record. Speaking of records, the wrestling god John Bradshaw Layfield comes down to the ring, and every time I see him, I get excited because it makes me think of when I was a kid.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too.
JBL's awesome. He was such a great heel, and like he
He would like coming out with his limo, like coming out to the actual ring with the limo like he used to.
spoiler alert, we're doing a whole series called the 20 greatest pay-per-view events of all time. It's all different wrestling companies included, but one of the shows is WrestleMania 24, and JBL takes on Finley. And let me tell you, that match, JBL is awesome. So he comes out and JBL talks shit about Philadelphia, and he introduces the wrestling god Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin goes on to take Cedric Alexander. And this is a quick match. Corbin clotheslines Alexander and nails him like inside out. Alexander hits a neutralizer and dives to the outside. However, Corbin nails an end of days quickly and gets a 3 count, and Baron Corbin gets the win. Nothing after the match, just Corbin winning. What do you think of this new gimmick of Baron Corbin? He's going through a lot of gimmicks. He's a wrestling god now. He's doing pretty good, but what do you think?
I think this is like the one gimmick that has to work out for him unless he's done.
Yeah.
So like if it doesn't work out for him, he's over. He's done. Yeah, I feel like this is like his last chance to see if it works or not. And if it does, it'll be good for him. If it doesn't, down the toilet.
JBL can be the guy to kind of push him. I think he's a great person. Even when he's on commentary, he's great. Um,
Even Baron Corbin came in as like the low for JBL being a fan of the commentary. Because at that time JBL was on commentary still. And I remember he was always like just like praising that man, like always. Like, he's a golden champion, this, that.
Yep, it makes sense.
Like
I
it
mean,
all came full circle.
and JBL too, I think he's great. I think he can help out with Baron Corbin. But this week we really didn't get to see much of Corbin because it was a really quick match. But someone we did get to see a lot of tonight, the United States champion Seth Rollins. He comes out and he issues a US title open challenge, and then the Judgment Day come out. And Finn Balor tells Rollins he is going to cost him the gold. But before that can happen, the OC come out, and AJ Styles says, "This is far from over, Judgment Day." Balor says, "The only thing in this ring that is over is a Judgment Day." And AJ Styles says, "It's always been the three of us against the four of you." He goes, "You talk about how we couldn't find someone. Well, someone found us." And that's when we see Mia Yim appear. She pushes Rhea Ripley into the ring post and nails her with kendo stick shots. AJ Styles and Finn Balor end up alone in the ring, and they start fighting, but Balor ends up leaving. Afterwards, AJ Styles nails the what's his finisher called again? I always forget this one.
Photograph.
No, not Balor. AJ Styles. What's Styles finisher?
Styles Clash.
The
Styles
Styles
Clash.
Clash. Thank you. Styles nails the Styles Clash on Dominic Mysterio. Afterwards, Mia Yim and the OC pose.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Keep going.
No,
Keep
no,
going.
you go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
No, you can tell that AJ been wanting to do that for weeks.
Yes, and he finally got the help. What do you think of Mia Yim? Do you think she's the right person? I mean, she did lay out Rhea Ripley. Mia Yim is a former Impact Knockouts Women's Champion, Impact Knockouts Tag Champion, former she didn't win the NXT Women's title, but she competed for a title there. She was in the Mae Young Classic. She debuted on Raw's Reckoning. A lot of people. She's very great. Do you think she's the right choice to put an end to the Judgment Day alongside of OC and the neutralize Rhea Ripley, or do you think Rhea's going to neutralize her?
She's impressive. She gave Rhea that smoke. But it's like I just think about it like what history does she have with the OC? That's all. That's all. I'm like kind of
Maybe I think because she did compete with Rhea Ripley in NXT, so maybe she's like, I'm tired of this bitch bullying people. Um, you know, I'm cool with Gallows and Anderson because Gallows and Anderson did compete in Impact Wrestling for a bit. And maybe she's like, you know what? Let's do it. I'm here. There's no one else. Because all they said was that someone sought them out and that it was her. So the storyline is that she went to them and was like, I'm going to help you guys. So maybe she just doesn't like Rhea Ripley and is like, your enemy is my enemy type deal. I don't know. But they didn't really explain it. She just they're like, well, someone helped us, and then she came out with a hood on and attacked Rhea, and then they're like, it's Mia Yim.
yeah.
So, it was good to see them together. It looks like Rhea Ripley's going to meet her match, but let's move on to speaking of matches, our next match. Otis with Chad Gable is taking on Elias, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't really watch this one too much. It was a decent match from, watching it back. Otis gets the win after a World's Strongest Slam. And again, nothing happens after this match. Just a good showing for Otis. I don't know if it was you that said you were tired of American Alpha. Was it you that said that?
No, I never said I was tired. I feel
Maybe
like
it was. What was that, man?
I was saying I wish they got pushed more. That's all.
Maybe it was Dan. Someone said they were tired of American Alpha. But how are you thinking about Otis being singles right now?
Oh, he's singles right now?
Well, he fought alone against Elias tonight. But I guess my question for you is when they're doing singles competition, right? Because you like both guys, but when it's Otis and Chad Gable, which of the two of them do you prefer more in the ring alone?
Chad Gable.
Yeah, I agree. Me too. But Otis is pretty good too, though.
Yeah, he's good, but I like Master Gable. He's very good.
Very, very, very good.
I don't think Otis would have been at his level right now than he is without Master Gable.
Well, let's move on to our next segment of the night. The Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka come out. Bianca Belair retained her title against Bayley at Crown Jewel. Alexa Bliss and Asuka lost their titles to Damage Control at Crown Jewel. So Bianca says, I am proud to be the last woman standing. Um, and Crown Jewel didn't go as planned for my friends. And honestly, in the back, because we saw earlier in the night, Damage Control, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Bianca Belair had a fight in the parking lot. So, we fought backstage. Well, we have something to say to you, your face, come out to the ring. So then Damage Control come out, and Alexa Bliss says the only reason you two have those titles is because of Nikki Cross. In a very funny segment, Asuka and Io start yelling at each other in Japanese, and nobody knows what they're saying until Io Shirai says bitch in like English to Asuka. And you're like, oh shit, Asuka ends up like attacking Io, Damage Control, Bianca, and Alexa fight. Bianca says, this is war and it's ending in war games. And then out of nowhere, Nikki Cross comes out and attacks the faces. And Damage Control and Nikki Cross attack them more together. And Damage Control and Nikki Cross stand tall. So we know at Survivor Series War Games, it's going to be Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and two more partners that we don't know yet, taking on the team of Damage Control. That's Bayley, the Women's Tag Team Champions, Dakota Kai, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, and Nikki Cross, and one more partner of their choosing. But what do you think of Nikki Cross joining up with Damage Control and taking out Alexa Bliss and Bianca and Asuka? Is she the right woman?
I mean, I was like a little thing at first about it, but it'll be all right. I'm sure like things will work out.
She has her whole crazy Nikki Cross gimmick back, and it's awesome because her new music comes out. She comes out looking nuts. She's definitely built for war games. Like she's gonna put on a show at the pay-per-view. But I'm excited for this match. Quick speculation: who do you think are gonna be the next? So, who do you think is gonna be the next woman on the Damage Control team? Because there's one spot open for them.
I have to think about it a little bit more right now, but I'll definitely keep that in mind.
And how about the other side, the faces? Which two women?
I don't know. I for both. I gotta think about both sides. Right.
Well, some predict that Sasha and Naomi are going to come back and take up the two spots on the faces side, whereas other people are saying the two spots might be Candice LeRae and Mia Yim, and some people are saying that Rhea might join up with Damage Control. However, I really hope that doesn't happen. I hope that they keep the whole Judgment Day Damage Control feud separate. I will say that we did see backstage Rhea Ripley did confront Bianca Belair and looked at her and said, "Hey, champ." So, that happens later on the night, but we'll talk about that later on. So, our next match, we have Mr. Money in the Bank, Austin Theory, taking on Shelton Benjamin. A lot of people were happy to see him back, me being one of those people. Theory lands a clothesline, and Benjamin applies an ankle lock and nails a cool, swift German suplex, which gets a 2 count. Theory then pokes Shelton Benjamin in the eyes and nails an A-Town down. And Mr. Money in the Bank is your winner. So Austin Theory has been on a losing streak lately, but he is able to take advantage tonight and get the win. What are your thoughts on Austin Theory lately? I mean, he went from winning a lot to now sort of being like a lower man on the totem pole.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like it. I don't like it. I feel like he was doing better under Vince McMahon's guidance.
Yeah. I wonder like what Triple H has against him. I don't think he's that bad of a wrestler. I think he's pretty good. Very athletic, and he is one of Triple H's creations, kind of because he was in NXT. So I wonder what it is. I mean, maybe he wants to see him like achieve greatness instead of just having it like just thrown at him. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good match. Decent, great to see Shelton Benjamin again. I mean, he's still killing it. He's still killing it. But speaking of a man killing it, The Miz, he comes out and The Miz basically says he has a defamation lawsuit set up against Johnny Gargano after his claims. Again, Johnny Gargano made the claim that The Miz has been paying Dexter Lumis to pretend to attack him. And the Johnny Gargano comes out and Miz tells him is that the other night you went on a meeting with supposedly a talent agent. However, this person's actually a private eye investigator, and she had a camera and she was recording the whole entire conversation. And he has it on the Titantron. And we see the Miz is at dinner with the private eye. And the Miz basically says that everything Johnny Gargano has said is true. He stopped paying Dexter Loomis because things got out of control, and that was it. And the Miz gets pissed, which then sets up their match, Johnny Gargano versus the Miz. We'll talk about the match, then we'll talk quickly about the segments because there's something that happens afterwards. So Gargano nails a cannonball to the Miz off the apron to the outside. Miz nails a clothesline in the corner to Gargano. Gargano then super kicks the Miz off the apron and dives onto him outside. Miz super kicks Gargano while Gargano is on the guard railing. Johnny Gargano with a slingshot spear, and he gets a 2. Gargano goes for another slingshot, but the Miz catches him with a drop kick and gets a 2. Miz then pushes Gargano's back onto the announce table. Miz is then pulled under the ring mysteriously, and when he comes back, he has like a piece of the like sort of holding of the ring apron, like not the ring apron, like the ring post. And he hits Johnny Gargano with it while the referee looks under the ring. No one's under the ring. The Miz gets the pinfall victory. After the match, the Miz is celebrating on the stage, and Dexter Loomis nails the Miz from behind with a steel chair, and Dexter runs away from security. So, what do you think about this whole situation? The Miz is seen on camera saying that it is true. He was paying Dexter Loomis. Now he's not. Are you happy with this being the segment? And now Dexter Loomis then attacks the Miz afterwards. What do you think? Are you happy with this being the storyline?
I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know. I don't like how they're using Johnny Gargano right now. That's all I have to really say. I feel like Johnny Gargano should be like more serious. You know what I'm saying? Like serious storyline.
Well,
Like this. No.
in my WWE 2K22 universe mode, Johnny Gargano is a WWE United States champion.
Oh, really?
And fun fact, his opponent for WWE WrestleMania Backlash, you want to hear, spoiler alert, is Chad Gable. So it's gonna be a match, man. United States Championship on the line. Chad Gable wants the title. Gargano has the title. Watch. And if you want to see the NXT in your house pay-per-view event, that's all on YouTube. There's 5 parts to it. The main event is WWE champion Seth Rollins defending the title against Ilya Dragunov, Russia versus America. And I will tell you, Seth Rollins does take it to the limit. It comes out and only, what I will tell you is he comes out wearing something that only Seth Rollins would wear when he's representing America. So definitely check that out on YouTube. But yes, I mean, I agree with you. The storyline with Dexter Loomis, The Miz, and Johnny Gargano isn't that good. Gargano definitely should be used in a better tone. I think Gargano is WWE title contender like automatically, but that's just my opinion. The Miz too. The Miz is great. Dexter Loomis, they need to use more of him. They just have him attacking, and I get it. That's sort of his gimmick, but I want to see more of him. But we mentioned this earlier. We see Damage Control and Nikki Cross backstage, and Dakota Kai says, "You were like us before, forgotten, just like us, like we were forgotten." And Bailey says, "You let it all out tonight against Dana Brooke." And then Nikki Cross says, "It's time to play." So we have our next match at WWE 24/7 Championship. Champion Dana Brooke taking on Nikki Cross. Nikki attacks Dana to start and chokes her against the ropes. Nikki nails a twisted neck breaker off the ropes and gets a 3 count. Nikki Cross, your new 24/7 champion. However, after the match, you see Nikki backstage with Damage Control, and she takes the 24/7 title and she dumps it in the trash. If you look for the title on WWE.com, you will see it is in the Retire Championship section. So we should pay an homage to the 24/7 title. R-Truth, Dana Brooke, fucking Medusa, Maryse, who else? So many people have held that title. Didn't Kelly Kelly hold that title for a moment? Like everybody at some point.
Yeah, she did.
has held that title. But again, Nikki Cross is dominant. What do you think of the ending of the 24/7 title? Because that's kind of what this all is about.
And it was good for its time. I guess it's better off now not being around.
Well, I agree. Goodbye, 24/7 title. I wish it was like a hardcore title, but it served its purpose. I guess the OC and Mia Yim were backstage, and AJ Styles says we needed the head baddie in charge, and we got her. And Mia Yim says we'll see what happens when Rhea Ripley can get hit back. So Rhea's been hitting everyone. Now she's going to be able to get hit back, she says. So we have our main event, the United States Championship. Well, wait, before we get to that, because we're going to take a break in a minute, let's go over the matches set up for next week. Let me pull this up really quick. So Raw is going to be live. Tomorrow is what, the 20th?
No, tomorrow's the 14th.
Tomorrow's the 14th?
Yes.
Holy shit. I don't know what fucking day I'm in. The matches that are made so far for next week are Alpha Academy taking on Matt Riddle and Elias, and Finn Balor taking on WWE United States Champion Seth Rollins.
That one I'm excited for. Like, hella excited.
However, Seth Rollins has to defend his title. So he comes out and Rollins says, what a riot it's been. You've all been there for it all. And the fans are chanting, thank you, Rollins. It looks like Rollins is turning face. Rollins says, this hell means a lot to me. I have made this the title to have on Monday Night Raw. He says it's now time for the open challenge. And we see Mustafa Ali on the Titantron. And he's like, I accept your challenge. But then he gets attacked by someone we don't see. And then we see it's Bobby Lashley. He shows up and he says, I accept your challenge. Before we talk about the match, we only have 2 minutes left before we are going to go to break. What do you think about Bobby Lashley taking out Mustafa Ali and being the one to answer Rollins' challenge?
I mean, it was cool, but it's like his face turn that he had was like really quick. Yeah. Now he's a heel again, it seems like, right? You know? Well, I just feel like it was like really quick. Like he should have set a face a little bit longer. I don't know. That would have been cool.
The thing with Seth Rollins, though, I know we're talking about Bobby Lashley, but
no, I mean like Bobby Lashley. Like
what do you think about Seth being a face now? Because Seth has turned into a face right now.
I think he's been a face for a while. Ever since they started singing his theme song, it seemed like he's been a face since then.
How's this Stone Cold effect?
I'm happy. I'm happy that the crowd is backing behind him again, like they were a couple of years ago. That they finally found love for him again. They started cheering for him again. I've always been a fan of Seth, so it's like
I think they turned Bobby based on the crowd reaction he got at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, that was bad.
I think maybe they're like, okay, he needs to be a bad guy. But don't call me a bad guy. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we have a lot of news regarding our end of the year stuff. A lot of stuff. And then we're going to cover our main event, United States Champion Seth freaking Rollins defending against Bobby Lashley. A lot more coming your way. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Stay right there. Welcome back, everybody. I'm still Ant, and that is still Carlos, and we are the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, and we are covering Monday Night Raw for November 7th, 2022. I just want to give you guys a little glimpse into the future, a little bit with some information about what's to come. We have some special episodes, some premieres of new series. So let's dive right into the premiere of our new series. We have the 20 greatest pay-per-views ever countdown list. So this list was created on a website. I'll give you all that information later on. And that it's going to be a countdown recapping all of the 20 best pay-per-views that will premiere on Saturday, November 19th, 2022. I'm not going to give away what the number 20 best pay-per-view is, but I will say a phrase. Woo! That's it. So be on the lookout for that. Also on the day after Thanksgiving, which is the same day as Survivor Series, season 2 of the Broken Skull Sessions recap series is premiering. And we're thankful for everybody, but we're also thankful for this man for his contributions in WWE. And he's in AEW right now, but I'm a big fan of his work in WWE. Y2J Chris Jericho is interviewed by Stone Cold Steve Austin. That recap will premiere on November 26, 2022, the same day as the Survivor Series. Check that out, and then check out the Survivor Series. Also, we have our third annual Slammy Awards every year. Carlos, myself, Dan joins us. We might have a special guest like Tyler, other people join us sometimes, and we give our year-end awards to everybody. And the Slammy Awards, we give Slammy Awards to the best match, best male wrestler, best female wrestler, best rivalry, best tag team, shocking moment, best Royal Rumble return, best, we do all kinds of different things. Every year is different. That episode, the Slammy Award special, will premiere on Saturday, December 10th at 8 p.m. It's going to be wild, outrageous, crazy. Carlos and I are going to probably turn up the heat as always. Well, Carlos turns up the heat pretty well. It takes me some time. But be on the lookout for that. Also, speaking of which, I can't believe Carlos already talking about this. Our second, or I don't know if it's our second or third. Maybe it's our second because I don't think we did one our first year. But if it is our third, I'll just say our third. Our third annual Christmas special is coming to you.
I feel like it's been 3 years.
Wow, it is. So I'll call it our third year, our third Christmas special coming to you live on December 24th, Christmas Eve, early starting time at 6 p.m. because Santa Claus is coming. You got to get an early sleep. Got to make sure that he delivers your presents, and you don't want to be late for that. So early episode premiere, Christmas special. We're gonna be counting down Christmas moments, talking about past moments, talking about our favorite Christmas movies, songs. We're gonna get into all that fun stuff. So be on the lookout for that. If you enjoyed our Halloween episode, you're gonna definitely enjoy our Christmas one. And finally, we have our New Year's Eve 2023 countdown special. We are going to be covering the greatest matches of 2022 as Carlos, Dan, and myself say goodbye to 2022 and hello 2023. Again, that episode is another early start time. That's again at 6 p.m. because New Year's Eve, you might want to go with your family and friends, celebrate, drink a little bit, smoke a little bit, have some fun. But celebrate with us as we count down the top moments of 2022, matches, and so long and so forth. And we get ready to say goodbye to 2022 and hello 2023. I mean, 2022 wasn't a good year for me, but it was a good year for wrestling. So with that, I am done speaking about all of that. So right now, just be on the lookout for our pay-per-view, greatest pay-per-view countdowns coming November 19th. And we have Survivor Series coming up on the 26th. We'll have our prediction episode, obviously, before then coming out. But you're here still listening to Monday Night Raw, and the main event is for the U.S. Championship. The champion Seth frickin' Rollins defending against Bobby Lashley. And before the match can happen, Bobby Lashley attacks Seth Rollins and tosses him into the guard railing. Lashley then runs into a super kick, and Rollins tosses Lashley into the ring steps. Lashley then delivers a backdrop to Rollins outside and punches him. Lashley then lifts up Rollins and rams him into the ring post. Referee and guards force Bobby Lashley backstage. The match never really happened. So what do you think about Bobby Lashley just assaulting Seth Rollins like that? Do you think it was kind of dumb that, it's like you're going to challenge for a title and you're just going to attack him and then walk off?
I mean, yeah, but it makes Bobby Lashley look like a legitimate threat, and I like that. Like they're making Lashley look like a fucking savage. Like he passed out Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel, so now I guess they want to make him look like a complete monster.
Okay. Well,
I liked him as a face, but like as a heel, he's always good too. Like he's just like dominate the Almighty.
I wish people could like understand. Like every time I see him, like in pictures, he's fucking jacked, and like I think on TV, I don't get to see that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big dude.
A friend of mine was telling me that like one time he met him and like he saw him in the airport, And that man, this is like 2018 that he told me about this. Yeah, that man he's huge.
Like huge. Like, didn't he crush a fucking watermelon with his arm? Like he's a big dude. Like if you
Yeah, I saw that video too.
the cameras don't do it justice. Well, here's the thing that happens. All of a sudden, Mr. Money in the Bank Austin Theory runs out and he announced that he's cashing in his Money in the Bank contract for the
Uh,
US Championship. Okay. So let's talk
uh,
about what happens. Austin nails a brain buster and gets a two. He then nails a pedigree, which gets a 2 count. Rollins backdrops Theory to the outside. Rollins and power bombs and nails a right to the back of Austin Theory's head. Austin is able to nail an A-Town down to Rollins. However, as Austin is getting the pin, Bobby Lashley pulls out the referee. Lashley attacks Theory and rams Theory into the ring post 2 times. And then he applies a hurt lock on Theory, and uh Theory is brought back into the ring, and Rollins gets the pinfall, and Seth Rollins defeats Austin Theory, retains the title. But the big news of this is that Austin Theory is now no longer Mr. Money in the Bank. In my eyes, Carlos, this is making me think that we're going to get our Money in the Bank matches at WrestleMania because both Money in the Bank contracts are done. So it looks as if there's going to be a fresh start. What do you think about Theory losing the contract, and Lashley attacking Theory, costing him the title? Um, Big threat to Rollins, but what do you think?
I don't really want. They kind of pissed me off. So I don't really want to talk. I'm just like I feel like Austin Theory should have been used better. That's
Well, go
all.
ahead, speak your mind. I want to hear it. Go ahead.
No, no, I already. I don't know. I just feel like Austin Theory should have been used better. That's all.
Like, do you think he should have gone? Like, what do you mean by that? He should have gone for a bigger title. He should have lost the
Yeah, yeah.
briefcase.
Like NXT title at least if they don't want him to lose. If they don't want him to like go against Roman, at least NXT title something. Or have him win. I don't know. I don't know.
I feel you. I feel you. But do you think that maybe he can win the title without having the briefcase?
I don't know. We have to wait and see how they use him now. But
Because maybe like this whole because a lot of fans are saying that Triple H doesn't want him to do anything. Maybe this is a whole play, and eventually, like in like a month or
this
so, he's
this
gonna
could
win
be
the
this
U.S.
this could be
title.
something. This could be something good for him because now like all of a sudden everybody's on Austin Theory's side. So this could be something maybe to get him cheered. Who
Hmm.
knows?
Could be. Well, before we wrap up, Carlos, what was your, I'm going to call this the boiling hot raw moment of the night for you?
Okay. You there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you mean okay.
I was
I'm
asking
sorry.
you what was your boiling hot raw moment of the week?
The promo in the beginning with the Usos and the New Day. I
Yep.
think
Yep.
before Matt Riddle came out and ruined it.
That was an exciting startup to get us wanting to watch SmackDown. For me, I have 2 moments. I like you said, I like the 6-man tag match between the New Day, Riddle, and the Usos and Solo Sikoa. But I also enjoyed seeing the whole Damage Control, Nikki Cross, Bianca Belair segment because it's making me excited to find out who will be the tag partners of Bianca Belair, and then I'm hoping it's Sasha Banks and Naomi. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, for me, I like the action between the 6-man tag match, and always good to see Bailey and Damage Control and the women. So yes, those are my moments. So Carlos, thank you for joining me. We'll be covering WWE Friday Night SmackDown. We also have, well, I'll be going to this upcoming Friday Night SmackDown live on November, what is it, the 18th? Yes, November 18th. It's going to be live in Hartford, so I'm excited to go to that. I'll be giving you my full, my whole story background, insider scoop of everything happening at that episode.
I'm planning on going to this the live holiday show in December in Madison Square Garden.
Oh shit.
The live event. It's just a live event. It's not anything special, but I'm gonna see if I go.
Okay. Well, you'll have to give us information on that too. Speaking of something that happened at a live show before we go, Scarlett, did you hear what happened to her?
Like somebody threw a drink at her. Yeah, I heard about
Yes.
that.
Terrible.
Disrespect. It was a grandma apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was an old lady.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. But okay, we'll cover our next episode of Raw next week. We got Friday Night SmackDown coming to you soon. Survivor Series November 26th. That's gonna be our prediction episode is gonna be dropping. A lot happening. Thanksgiving's coming up. Maybe we should do a Thanksgiving special. Every
We're doing a
holiday.
lot of specials. A lot of specials.
Dude, maybe we should do a Thanksgiving special. They do a lot of sort of like pilgrim matches and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we'll talk. I don't know. I'm just the joy of Ant is everywhere, it's spreading. All right, everyone, be safe. Have a good night, and we will see you next week for our next Monday Night Raw recap. Carlos, thank you for being here as always. I'm Ant. Any last words, Carlos?
Carlos.
I'm Carlos, and I'm awkward, and I'm Ant, and I'm awkward too, and that's why we're friends.
Awkward. I thought you were passing it over to me, like when you said, man. Then I thought you wanted me to say, I'm Carlos, and then we are.
Oh, well, you know what, Carlos, do it however you want, sir, because you know why, ladies, your name is gonna be Ladies Love Cool Carlos. So that's all. I'm telling you guys, ladies, he's a stud. So, all right,
Always putting me on the spot.
all right, everyone, be safe. We will see you soon. Bye.
Yeah.